Hi everyone, so right now in this video I'm going to be going over the coordinate plane. This is going to be a real brief overview. I think a lot of us did pretty well on this skill, so hopefully it comes back to you pretty quickly. So here I have a coordinate plane. We are using 4 quadrants. I think we explained before in 5th grade you only used this first quadrant here, but in 6th grade you're using all 4 quadrants. I want to point out that if you look vertically, that means up and down, this is called the y-axis. And if you go left to right or horizontally, that is the x-axis. An ordered pair is always written as x, y. That means you need to find your x coordinate and then your y coordinate. So you have to walk to the elevator before going up or down. So that means if you're starting here, you could either walk to the left to get to the elevator or the right to the elevator before going up or down. Okay, so left or right, up or down. I'll actually write that here. Sometimes it might be helpful to say it this way when you start plotting points. Left, right, up, down. It's always in that order. Okay, so of course left is going to be negative and right will be positive, up will be positive, and down will be negative. We can also describe the location of a point. So since this is where we start, think about it, this is kind of where you started in grade 5, we call this quadrant 1. Then we go in counterclockwise order. Okay, so now this is quadrant 2. We use Roman numerals. This will be 3, and this will be 4. Now the points in each quadrant are very predictable. Okay, when I work in the first quadrant, the signs will always be positive, positive. When I work in the second quadrant, my signs will always be negative, positive. And you see me, I moved my pencil. That's how I remember. Negative, positive. In quadrant 3, negative, negative. And in quadrant 4, positive, negative. That's a strategy I like to use, is I always just take my pencil, starting at the origin. The origin is always 0, 0 is where you start. I always start and I think, did I go right? Did I go left? And then up and down. Right, left, up, down. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples of what you might see. Okay, it might ask you to actually plot an ordered pair. To do that, even if you don't have graph paper, none of these ordered pairs will be super crazy for you. So you can just really kind of eyeball a coordinate plane yourself. I see I really only have to go out to -5, so that means I don't need too many tick marks. And remember, a coordinate plane is just 2 number lines. One going up and down and one going left and right. And then they just intersect at the origin. So I'm going to think I need to go right 3 because it's positive and down 1. Start at 0 always. And then I think right 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to hover here and then think I have to go down 1. And I'm going to plot my point. I'm going to label that A because that's what the point is named. Okay. Right 3, down 1. Think about it. The elevator is 3 steps away and then you go down 1 floor. Now, next, I'm going left 5 and I'm not going anywhere up or down. So if I start at 0, 0, I go left 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm hovering here because I don't know what my y coordinate is, but my y coordinate is 0, which means I'm just going to stay exactly there and label this B. So always left, right, up, down. You could think of like Super Mario running before he jumps. You could think how Mrs. Collins always says, you always crawl before you stand up and walk. For me, I always think you have to walk before you go up or down. And I even just read it left or right, up and down, left, right, up, down, left, right, up, down. And then I make a plan for myself and just follow through. Okay, you might also be asked to describe the location of a point. Now, this can be done without even using a coordinate plane. Okay, because of what I just showed you, what I know about each quadrant, positive, positive, negative, positive, negative, negative, positive, negative, I can just look at any ordered pair and know exactly where it lies on the coordinate plane. So, for example, 1, -4 means right 1, down 4. Looking at the coordinate plane, I see I'm in 4. Or I could recognize that this sign is positive, negative, which tells me quadrant 4. And that's how I would describe the location. You need to be consistent and use the Roman numerals to answer your question. Now think, the answer to these questions could be 1, 2, 3, 4, but we also could answer saying the x-axis or the y-axis. Okay, now that's a little bit tricky. You have to be careful. So if it's at 0, 12, that means I did not go left or right. If I didn't go left or right, that means I only went up or down. That means I'm on the y-axis. Wherever the point is where your point will be located. Okay, this is a y coordinate. It means I'm going up 12 on the y. So that means it's located on the y-axis. Now, -6, -3/4. Again, I really don't even have to focus on whatever the integers are. I just look at the signs. This is negative, negative. I know that negative, negative is going to be in quadrant 3. Okay, so there you have it. That's a brief overview of the coordinate plane. You can always draw yourself a little picture if you need help. You could even look it up, just Google it. So good luck on your big ideas. I know you can do it. This is a review. Kind of brush off all of the cobwebs, okay, and what you remember. And let me know if you have any questions. Alrighty? Have a good one.